Sports? Want to talk college, prep, or pros? It's time to enter the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. Call in. Tell Patrick how you see it. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
Good morning, folks. Thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone here on a very hot Sunday morning, but it's not too bad for Tampa Bay and near the end of July. So thank you for everybody listening. If you're heading into church, God bless you. And if you're leaving church or doing some errands at the house or running around to Home Depot and Lowe's and all those folks, we appreciate you tuning us in and checking us out. And we'll take your calls, 813-282. And that's going to be 8283. 813-282-8283. We'll take your calls. And before we start the show, I always have to give a shout out to our military, because without the freedom they allow us, we wouldn't be able to do this show or live in this great country of ours. And thank you, military. Thank our policemen out there doing the best they can with what's going on in this country, as well as our first responders. And it was a great week, I hope, for everybody. And let's keep it going and have a great summer. Do a random act of kindness for your fellow man. And we'll just keep moving forward. But let's get into some sports. Josh, about that All-Star game, what was your thoughts on that, Josh Levinson?
It was a good one. You know, it was fun. You came out with the couple of runs early. You thought the NL was just going to run away with it. And then, it was an exciting comeback. Now, what did you think of the jack off after the afterwards to determine the winner?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
They had a jack off.
Yes. For hitting home runs. Whoever hit the most jacks, got to win the game. And the NL was able to pull it off.
A dong off?
Yes.
Dongs?
Yeah.
Dingers? A dinger off?
Dinger off. Yeah, man. It was amazing. It was something else. Let me tell you.
Oh, Mr. PC over here. We got to call it a swing off.
Swing off. Home run off.
All your minds are in the gutter. All I didn't hear what it was.
Your face says it all, brother.
What?
But it's all good.
Hey,
he's known you for 30 plus years. I've known you for 15 almost.
We're going to be able to post they're recording now, so we're going to be able to post.
And when you see your
site.
face, deny it. Okay, take the fifth like McGuire. At least do that. Okay.
Anyway. No. Okay. All kidding aside, is that really what it was called?
Yes.
No, it was a swing off. I think that is what MLB.
A lot of slang has been said about it.
I've always loved that about home runs, all the different ways.
And our other slang, Josh, the Washington Caucasians. There's a shot. It's going to be the Washington Redskins again. Oh my.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
It was their choice to change it, and it can be their choice to change it back.
Yeah.
Whose choice?
The owners.
The team.
Yeah.
It's just, if you actually want to have a conversation about that, as someone who went to Florida State, the Seminoles,
go Noles,
an actual tribe, sanctioned to approve all that. Redskin is not. There's a difference there. There's a difference.
But can't we keep everything in context, just like we've done with words now? If you say them with a certain vowel at the end, it's okay. No, but if you don't, it's not.
I get that, but there's literally no tribe called the Redskins.
Okay.
The Seminoles are a real tribe.
Okay, I get your point.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Yeah.
There's a difference there,
but
man.
The
Braves. Was the Braves okay?
Yes, the name the Braves is awesome. It's the logo that rubs some people. But again, I don't think to the Braves.
I love how we marginalize everything.
But there's no pushback for the Braves to change it. That hasn't been in the same conversation as the other ones. It was Redskins and then the Indians because of the mascot and the logo and it being a caricature and all that.
Okay.
Once again, if there actually were a Caucasian team with the Caucasian was the logo with whatever characteristic you want to ascribe to them, then, once we get there, then everything.
Dude, I want to call them the Washington Senators. Okay. The old name, and then put them with a briefcase and a doggone pair of cuffs on the briefcase. That would make all the sense in the world. Okay.
See, that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't it though?
That would be awesome.
Betcha. Okay. God bless America again. Now, if we can just get the corruption out
of it. So the problem here is the Redskin is looked at as slang.
Yes, that's correct.
It was historically used as a racial slur for Native Americans.
But even though the majority of the Native Americans want the name back for the Redskins.
Yeah, exactly. Majority of people didn't want to change the Indians' name to the Guardians. And guess why the Indians' name happened? Because that was the first Native American to play in Major League Baseball, second base. So they said instead of the Spiders, what a stupid name that was, the Cleveland Spiders, well, they went to the Cleveland Indians. I wonder if they asked his family if they should change it back. I don't think so. That's the nonsense we're living with, and I hope it changes.
Being one of the Jewish persuasion,
yes,
I
sir.
think it would be neat to have a team called the Tampa Hebes or something.
There
like
you
I
go.
think it would be funny as heck.
Just like in Texas, big time grocery stores, Hebe. And matter of fact, you're opening.
Wait, stop. If
What?
we're going to get it right. It's Heb.
Well, I've heard it called Hebe. So
well, but see what? It doesn't offend us.
I know.
No, there are absolutely some people that it would offend. You don't speak.
No, I meant us.
You don't care,
I
Josh.
don't care about anything.
Right.
Call it whatever you want. It's could care less. I'm here for the sports. I'm here for the action. I'm here for the ball and the jokes.
Okay, that a boy. I love this kid. He
Right.
did all right there. Now,
not that there would be any professional teams of Jews playing any sport, because I don't think you could find that many of us that can.
Well, you get a couple on each.
Okay.
Once again, though, it's how do you portray it? If it's the old, long nose looking like a goblin, stealing coins from people type thing, it depends on how you depict it.
Should we show our horns?
Come on. Woo!
Have an old rabbi on the helmet.
I love it. Like the Padres had the little priest. The team, the Tampa Hebes, could have like I love it. A rabbi.
Moishe is our quarterback. We're good. We're good.
There you go, man. Moshe Pipic. Come on, man. It'd be perfect.
I'm just saying, if we're being honest about the conversation, we can all agree Redskins is in its own right a unique situation. That there's no other team that is a slur.
I think at one time it was. Now I think it's more of a, I guess,
the Skins.
Yeah.
It's like the Dolphins. Instead of the Dolphins called the Fins, you call them the Skins. It's just.
You made the claim that most people would prefer to have the name Redskins. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's accurate to say most people are not offended and don't care. And so that if people are offended, they're like, all right, that's fine.
I'll say a majority. If you really were to pull Redskin fans from your dad's era and my era, they'd say, yeah, I want to keep the name because I grew up with them being the Redskins.
Well, that's that 20 to 30 demo that buys everything and watches everything and moves the market.
My thing
now,
is,
but look, back to the capitalism, back to the buying the merch and all that.
Was there really ever a big cry from the Indian tribes themselves about it? I don't remember it ever.
You had your
there.
Jesse Jacksons out of the reservations that were making a problem.
No. I didn't say.
That's what I'm telling you. That's it.
Say
you're
for
correct.
TV. I didn't say a Jesse Jackson production. I said, did the tribes?
You're missing the point. It's about the customers. It's about the people buying the merch, man.
Well,
it's that younger generation you just talked about. They get more offended by this stuff for whatever reason. That's another conversation. But
I'll give them their safe space. Leave the doggone team logo name alone. Thank you very much.
They're not the ones that made the change.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
These are very, very powerful owners in the NFL, and they decided this was best for their business. That's all they ever do. Is what's best for their business.
The razor sold, baby. God, I'm happy. Aren't you, Scott?
Is it final?
Oh, it's pretty much.
I'm not. I don't believe anything with him until it's signed and done. Seriously, how many deals has he backed out of?
Yeah.
I don't believe anything with him till it's done.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
Be careful. That could be perceived as anti-Semitic these days because of his last name.
It might
be careful there.
It might be.
Really?
Yeah.
Have nothing to do with his past history.
No.
We'll just discard that. I love that. Isn't it fair to say that if labels had to come from somewhere, stereotypes had to come from somewhere, I don't think they just came out of the thin air. So maybe if the shoe fits, you have to wear it. Just a thought, just one way.
But is it done? I mean,
pretty much, man. He was sitting with Manfred with, at the All-Star game, the owner to be Patrick from Jacksonville. And the good news is he wants to keep the team here. And they're talking about maybe getting the Hard Rock involved. Like, I've always preached, take some of the fairgrounds.
They're going to try to steal that space from the sun.
I think that's horrible.
That's been talked about too.
That Gasworks project is where the prime real estate is. They're developing all that, props to Daryl Shaw and everyone else involved. They are. I think they're going to see a big push back and forth the same way that you're going to see people say, no, we don't want to pay for the stadium.
Right.
But look around the country. There's other stadium deals getting done, and all of them are involved. Somehow the taxpayers are paying for some of it. And they're going to put something out there that says, oh, down the line, over 10 years, it'll pay for itself and we'll get the money back. And everyone will agree, okay. And then we'll never revisit it and look to see whether it actually does,
You mean like we
trickle
do
down
with
or
our
not.
toll roads? The same thing.
That's-
Just pay for it for 3 years, Josh, and everything will be fine and dandy.
And what are they going to do? Take the stadium down and move it somewhere else? Once it's built, it's built.
Guys,
Exactly.
they got to pay attention to what else is going on around. And no one talks about it, but the mayor walked in the middle of last week to the budget meeting and said, oh, that $20 million that we're going to use to fix roads. We're just kidding. We're not.
Nice.
We have other more pressing issues that have come up. That's the explanation.
Yesterday, I thought about you, Mr. Levinson. I was driving by the Strass Center and I saw the nice concrete all dug up, and that Riverwalk's going to be so pretty on that side.
It will.
Oh, yeah.
It will.
But was it a need? No. When are we going to start going with wants over needs? Oh, that's right. We already have.
When you live in a big city like we do, how many people live here?
We have 1 million in Hillsborough
It's
County.
a lot of
If you
people.
wanna, yeah, it is.
And we don't all agree on what's important and what's not. People with more money in their pocket have more disposable income. They have different interests. They have different needs, different wants.
Sounds a little selfish.
Or they're successful and they earned that wealth. And so therefore they don't have to worry about the same sort of discomforts and unfortunate circumstances that other people have to deal with.
Still a little
he
selfish.
is right. No,
Still a
he's
little
right.
selfish.
No,
Still a little bit.
it might be, but he is right.
You have the
about
right,
that.
but you're selfish.
I'm just saying there are plenty of people that, they pay their fair share. They do everything they're supposed to do. They are great members of society, and they do. One of their top priorities is to expand a Riverwalk, to have more tourism here. They do want to go to the Strass. They want to have a theater to go to because that's how they were raised. It's a big part of their family culture. People say they want to have movie theaters. It's just there. People have different wants and needs. Plenty of people here are going to be more than willing to pay for a raised stadium. And then plenty of people don't. Unfortunately, you live in a place where 51 can determine for 49%.
Well, the things, and he's right. He's right. And when we look at these stadium deals and everything else, look what the board just did. By 2026, these nonprofits that were sucking money out of Hillsborough County with no documentation, with no financials, they were just getting money in perpetuity, never having to produce any reasoning or rhyme for it. Well, that all stops in 26. Now they've got standards. Now they've got
accountability.
Well, yeah, and it's about time.
Wow, that's nice. Scott, do you have to have a budget at your household?
No. Well, it depends who you ask.
Don't be picking on Rocket
It
Robin. That
depends who
ain't
you
cool,
ask.
man. We all have a budget. You're being a smart aleck. The bottom line is, Scott, if American public has to have a budget, shouldn't they strive to have that in our counties and our states?
Yeah, sure. I mean, but you say the same thing about it. Everyone talks about the money, Joshua's capitalism, these professional team owners. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's so much money. Look what they're paying these players. Look what they're doing.
Yeah.
This, that. Again, they have budgets too. It's their money.
Professional sports teams in this country have one heck of a deal. You get to privatize all the profits and then socialize all the losses and expenses. It's not like we get a cut of the merch and the revenue and all that, but we sure have to help pay for the stadium because allegedly it's going to help boost our economy.
It sounds like they're getting all the good, none of the bad. That's
Right.
a heck of a deal, man.
But we like the sports ball. We like to watch them throw the ball and kick the ball and score the points and stuff. It starts with us. If we stop watching and paying attention and going and consuming, then
then there's greed and there's taking advantage and there's selfishness. Have a little moral character.
God,
Do the right thing for the right
I've
reason.
got Mr. PC on my left and then Mr. Price Control Comrade across from me. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, AJ. I'm gonna have to carry us here.
I wouldn't say I'm politically correct. I just don't want to listen to BS, whether it be sports or anything else.
Just tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is. And I am sorry. You can't come back to me a year later and change because it's not working for you and then tell me, oh, this is what I meant all the time.
Oh, sure. Sounds good, though.
Right.
And that's exactly how a stadium deal would work. Once
Exactly.
again, once it's built, it's built.
It's a good slow hustle.
I think it's going to be the toughest haul we've seen in this city in a long time in this county, trying to get the public
Would
to pay
this
for
maybe
this.
be the thing that would put it over the top to make it happen, Scott? We've talked about this. What about we get a situation where the Hillsborough, if you're a Hillsborough County resident, you get a certain deal on your tickets versus people who aren't. Would that maybe make the difference? Since I'm paying taxes towards the
You're
stadium,
like the Disney World Florida resident
something
package.
like that. Yeah, something like that. Would that? I know it would help a little bit. I don't know if it'd be enough to push it over. That's why I'm asking you the question.
The number of people. Okay, let's say the Rays sold out every single game.
Okay.
Okay, the percentage of people is so small to the overall. That's like you brought up with the Strats. Less than 1% of the people in Hillsborough County have used the Strats.
Yeah.
It's just, but there are, like Joshua says, there are so many people that sit on their couch that might never, you can't do this with the Strats, but that might never go to a Bucks game or a Rays game, but they want their team here so they can sit on their couch and watch the game.
Well, that's the great question. Out of 1 million people, how many would say, I want to have, we'll just go NFL for right now. NFL, I want the Bucks to stay here. Out of 1 million people,
Well,
forget going to the stadium. I just want the Bucks
well,
to stay
you know,
here.
when the Bucks are selling out, it's almost 10% of the population.
That is correct.
Almost 10%.
It is. It is. That's correct. So would you say there's another 60? How many don't care if the Bucks stay here or not?
Over 50%.
What is the trade-off?
Really?
What is the trade-off? If we lose the Bucks, then what?
No, I'm just saying in general, to win the hearts and minds, Josh, of people paying their taxes towards it. If you wanted the team to stay here and I said, hey, Josh, I got to hit you for $10 a month in tax, you'd be like, I want my Bucks here. Even if you didn't go see a game, you just want them here. Now, you going to see a game, you'd be more adamant. Come on, guys, I need you all to chip in so I can go watch my games. That's different. I'm just saying in general, Josh.
Yeah, I hear you. It makes sense. And I mean,
I would love to get a basketball team here. I think it would help, Scott. I agree with you. And they're talking about basketball expansion too. It'd just be neat to have a city that has all 4 sports.
How do you afford it?
I know.
How do you afford it?
Cost of living, cost of entertainment is high.
I think the baseball stadium is a good step. If you care about Tampa being a quote unquote major city, a real city,
yes,
you have to have a baseball team. You have to have a baseball stadium there in the heart of the city where it's just, name any relevant city that people like to go and visit and travel, like what America is known for. They all have a baseball. So like, I know it sounds kind of silly, but it really is America's pastime.
All I know is if you've got a baseball game, if you put stadium where they're talking and you got a baseball game and a hockey game and all on the same night, I don't want to be anywhere near downtown or that entire area.
Oh, I see your point. Yeah.
I don't want to be near Ybor. I don't want to be near Channel Side.
Yes, traffic would be bad. That's a trade. Like, unfortunately, that's a downside of it. Traffic already stinks here.
Yeah, I think they could try to coordinate the times to split it up.
And I think
they do another major city, so why not?
I think that is a huge part about all of this is that with Sternberg out and the new ownership coming in, is that you've got new leaders that actually care about getting stuff done.
Yes.
And so they're going to be willing to reach out and cut some deals and at least have negotiations and conversations with the Glazers, with the city councils, with the mayor and all the different people that you need to get things done. I think we'll hear ideas we hadn't thought about and that you'll see more collaboration than we've seen in the past.
We're going to take a quick time out here on AM 860 The Answer. We'll take your calls at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Love to hear you chime in and get your takes on what we're talking about. And what do you predict the Bucks will do this year? We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live, and that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Highland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure the bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Highland today, 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the Sports Zone. We greatly appreciate your input. You can reach us at 813-282-8283. We're having a little difficulty with the toll-free number, so please go with 813-282-8283. Josh, we joked around about it. Do you like the format of the All-Star game, how they decided at the end?
Yeah.
You're okay with it?
I mean, yeah, you don't want them going all night, especially because you're rotating through. The guys are going to have to play in just a couple of days, and it is supposed to be an exhibition game after all. So,
right. Well, what about we just, expand the roster with another 3 pitchers? Then when this happens, would be okay.
Because so then they don't get to pitch. They're just solely an extra inning alternative.
Yeah.
Man.
You're still there. That's I was named to the All-Star team. Not everybody gets to play, Josh. In the day,
I get that. So that adding more people isn't going to help that. Already, there's not enough playing time to go around for everyone.
To me, there is. Pitch 1 inning and go bye-bye. Okay, that's enough. Okay, get up.
But they're playing for stakes, as we've talked about before. It's the one All-Star game where they're actually playing for something.
It matters.
So you want it to matter on who can hit more home runs out of 3 guys than going an extra.
Okay, what's
innings?
your alternative? I mean, other than what you just suggested, because that doesn't. But that doesn't avoid going forever.
Patrick,
those 3 guys can get burned through too.
Patrick.
So but we're going to do in the 9th instead of the 10th inning. We're going to go to the 9th inning now and put a guy at second base. The game will end by the time those 3 pitchers get there.
Patrick would rather do high-low.
Oh,
pick a card and be done with it.
Really? At least a home run derby, I'll call it, so we don't get anybody upset.
I do not like that. Put a guy on second. That is so cheesy to me.
And I would rather.
I would agree with you, but that's in the rules right now.
But so you're doing gimmicks and stuff. Then I'd rather see guys hit home runs.
Really?
Than do that.
Well, Scott,
because at that point again, you're not even at real All-Stars at that point.
I know. Well, Scott, to answer your question on a serious note, I've always preached this, but again, I believe in expanding the roster. You get to the 10th inning, I get to put on, not at second base, first base. Our guy Chandler. Okay, guess what? Chandler, go to first base and find a way to steal second, and let's see if we can get you home. And same for the other team. At least you're having to earn a way to get to second versus just putting a guy there. I agree with you, Scott. We're not playing church league softball on Friday night. Okay, we're in extra innings, put a guy at second base.
Oh, pitching's much better in church league now.
Now that was funny. Now that was pretty good, Scott.
Overall pitching up and down the roster, I don't know.
Oh boy, we have had it rough.
So speaking of rough,
yes.
Where are our Rays? Are we just?
We're fighting for that final playoff spot, I believe.
I mean, are we going to fade into oblivion? Are we going to keep hanging on?
I hate to say it. I think we're going to come up just a little light. We'll be like the 7th or 8th best team in the AL, and guess what? Thanks for showing up, guys. And then we'll be out of the picture. If there were 7 playoff teams, I think they'd have a shot like in the NFL. but with just 6, I mean, they have a shot, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, with that field, everyone has a shot, but we've been streaky. If we can beat the Orioles again today, that's a sweep.
You're
Always
right,
good to
Josh.
get a division sweep,
Hey, if they
regardless
can
of
find
the
a way to
opponent.
go 2 out of 3 for the next, 60 games, yeah, they got a shot, Yankees too. The Blue Jays have come out of nowhere. The Red Sox, the O's are the only team that's been up and down like a roller coaster. So I don't see
It's what we've talked about all season long. We're going to get into this stretch where there's a lot of road games
Yes.
because we had a bunch of home games stacked up before. So
Yep.
we're going to see the potential outcome and downfall of that. Again, still have no clue what could happen with injuries, what's going to happen with the other teams around the league. It's there's still a lot of baseball to be played. I think we'll be in the mix towards the end of the season. I don't know if we'll actually get in or not. If we do get in, I don't think we'd really be able to do too much. But I mean, we're one of the best teams in the league there for a good 2 weeks, so we're capable of it.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, like you said, Josh, if we were to get into it, I didn't realize this. I looked it up the other day. The first round, it's the best out of 3. But whoever has the best record gets to host all 3 games if it goes to that distance. I'm not a big fan of that, but, it is what it is. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I think we want to hear Steve from Largo's thoughts.
I think you're right. You're a good man, Josh Levinson. Steve, welcome to the show and good morning to you. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
2 things. First, it seems to me a baseball team doesn't make money from year to year. They make money over long-term appreciation.
There's some truth to that. Go ahead.
Secondly, I heard on the radio briefly, I could be wrong about this. Did the Rowdies go with this deal?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Did they get the baseball park, the soccer park along with it?
I'm not sure. Who owns Al Lang? I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's still up for grabs. So.
Oh, well, it used to be a baseball stadium, as I remember years ago.
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where the Cardinals did their spring training.
Did their spring training there.
Yeah, it was
Well,
cool.
maybe they could just rehab that and use it for a few years.
I wouldn't object to that. I think it's great.
And I think that's the reality, is that there is going to be a transition period here. I don't think they're going to want us playing at Steinbrenner again next season, but I also don't think we're going to have anything available necessarily. So they're going to have to get creative.
Well, there's a shot, Josh. They're getting the tarp,
So you think there's a reality where we go back to the Trop, finish out the contract there, and then move to Tampa?
Depend if Patrick and his boys can figure out something.
So.
There's a shot of that happening. Now they might have to go what Steve just said, go to Al Lang Stadium maybe, or for half the season, and then when the tarp's up, rocking
Is
and rolling.
Steve still with us? Steve, you still all right?
Yeah.
Steve, are you a baseball fan?
Not like I did when I was a young man. I went to the Trop, several times over the years, and that was just a miserable place. It was like a freaking strip mall. You go in there and you got to walk around in a circle to get in and out. I just didn't like the stadium. Yeah. The seats were too shallow on the slope. So
now you live in Largo. My office is over there off Almerton, behind like the Golden Diamond Source area and all that. But would you drive? And I mean, would you buy season tickets? Would you drive knowing it could be a nightmare getting in and out of it, heading into Ybor City, Channel Side?
No circumstances. No way. The only way I would go to a baseball game over there if I'd plan on spend the night, and I'd take the crosstown ferry over there on the water and spend the night. But I don't go unless I got to go to the airport. I don't cross that bridge.
Gotcha.
That's
a lot of people feel that way in St. Pete and Largo, and even in Clearwater. I get it, Steve. Are you still a fan of the Rays? I know you're not a big baseball fan than what you said, but do you still pull for the Rays?
I like having a team in town. I get a kick out of it. I listen to you guys once in a while. I listen to my ears always perk to what's going on with the Rays, and it's a community thing.
Amen.
I like having them around, and I like downtown St. Pete.
I do too.
There's a lot of business down there that to get their living from there. And I hate to see it go because that'll change the whole economy, in my opinion, from what little I know.
Well, Steve, out of curiosity, if they said to you they're going to build a different style stadium where it's located now. How would you feel about that?
Well, I appreciate the consideration and the thought of the fan, and I hope they would do something like that. But seeing is believing. I'd have to go in and sit down in it, and I have to say, "Oh, you guys did what you said would," or I'm going to say, "Ah, you lied to me."
Yeah,
you're
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, you're 100% right. What about the Bucks? Do you enjoy maybe crossing the pond to watch a Bucks game?
No, you don't want to know what I think about pro football. You don't want to know.
Okay, I can appreciate that. What about hoops?
No, not a fan of basketball. No, a little bit
And
of soccer.
you like soccer a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
That's cool. So,
So
does Josh.
basically, what Steve's telling us is he does not have a replica helmet of every NFL team at his house.
No, it
I
sounds
think
like
that's
No.
what he's telling us.
What about hockey, Steve?
That's a community thing. I get a kick out of having a championship team in the neighborhood, so to speak. And you know, when you travel and you tell people where you're from, and you tell them, "Oh, what do you think that hockey team? That's so cool. You guys won the championship, this or the title that." You know, and I nod along and grin like I know what I'm talking about. But,
That's funny. I appreciate you calling in, Steve. Feel free to
All right,
call in
man.
anytime. You have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and take care, and God bless you, my friend.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I think he just nailed it right there, though. And that's the part that you can't quantify.
I know.
Is the community impact. What does it mean to be wearing the same colors as other people in your community? Especially
I
in this
agree.
especially in this day and age, when, you know, it seems like there's more focus on what separates us than brings us together.
And I agree.
And he even did, before you get to that point, like the trickle down. He said if he were to come, the heads and beds, he would take the ferry, local transportation, our best form of local transportation.
Yeah, no doubt.
I thought that's out.
And
Or
then
did they redo it now?
the ferry?
Yeah.
Remember the
It's
boat?
awesome.
There was a problem with the boat.
They had a
Boats
crash.
have problems, man.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
No. They moved their boats out of here to a different area. Have they bought any back yet? Is it currently
Yeah,
running?
they got a taxi.
I just went recently.
boat
for,
taxi, baby.
Yeah.
Call them the taxi
I mean, you know
boats.
what boat stands for. But bust out another 1,000.
Yeah.
Boats
yeah.
have problems.
The
It's a
best
thing.
day, the best day of the boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Well, if it floats, flies, or
Don't say it. Don't do it. That was your grandfather's saying, and that will not be allowed to hit the dump button.
Yeah.
Don't
Yumiko over
say
there
it.
looking out
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, you better limber that finger up over there.
to answer, he was asking about Al Lang, though. So their lease runs out November 2025, just a few months from now.
Right.
Which is crazy to think that
Yeah.
like, we're already here. But so then they could repurpose it. I mean, look, if they lose the Rowdies and the Rays, there's going to be a lot of space there to develop into an amphitheater, like a main premier concert theater type thing, develop a park. There will be a lot of opportunity and space over there.
The last time I was a fan there at Al Lang Stadium was when they had the ACC championship there about 10 years ago. It was a lot of fun, man. Florida State, Georgia Tech, some great baseball to see who was going to get a shot to get to the College World Series. So you had a couple ACC teams and some other teams. It was very cool, man.
This hurts me to say this.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's painful because I truly believe soccer is a communist sport. But that being said, I have to look what's around. And I saw the traction, the Sun, it's Suns or Sun.
Sun, singular.
Okay. Got this year. A lot of people went to those games. And it grew, and you heard people in the community talking about them. I actually saw people walking around with some of their gear. And this is going to sound weird, but, and I'm looking at it strictly from the youth, you're still not seeing kids, people walking around Tampa. I have seen more Sun stuff than I have Rays stuff. I really have. And maybe it was the excitement of them or whatever, but if we built a 15,000 square seat stadium in that area where we're talking about, or 20,000, do we not think that the momentum of the Sun would not fill that up?
No. I don't see that happening.
I do. The way soccer's the popularity with the girls and that.
Well, with the World Cup coming, there's a moment that I think they're trying to capitalize on. I think you're going to see more people kind of investing and focusing on that. Unfortunately, Team USA has just not been able to capitalize. I mean, we've been on the brink, on the verge for years and years and years now, but we're just not able to get anything. So, I mean, there's definitely potential there. But proximity is everything. What have we talked about so many times before? And what he was just saying about over there in St. Pete, there's so much dining and things to do all around the area. So even if you don't have a ticket to the game, you're with a bunch of other people wearing the merch like you're talking about, going to the games and doing all of that. And you just have to build a whole community. You have to build a whole environment. That's where the Sun thrives, because it's right there on the water, right by Armature Works and the Riverwalk. You can spend a whole day, just like the Lightning. It's not just because the Lightning have been competitive that they've been so successful from a business standpoint.
Well, I'd have to look at the numbers, Josh, on what the WNBA. What is the average?
Depends who's playing.
Well, that's part of it. But what I'm alluding to is I think women's basketball would probably be viewed more than women's soccer. Would you guys agree or disagree with me on that one?
In this area?
Well, I'm saying
no, they're both regional, though. And this is what we live in, a very mono singular culture now. It used to be.
How many people were going to the Sun game right now, Josh? 2,
it was a 5,000 person stadium. So we sold out the championship game, but most games weren't sold out.
So 2,500 to 3,000 were showing up.
Give or take.
That's same as the rest.
Like he's talking about.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's not women's soccer is not comparable to professional baseball right now, and not at that level. Especially, it was an inaugural season, but where they have done a phenomenal job, and more kids play soccer.
Yes,
like it's just in general, that's kind of an introduction to youth sports and team sports for a lot of people. It's more affordable. All you need is a field and a ball and a couple. You don't even need a couple of nets. You can just set up whatever. And that is one thing they did. You would always see at those games. Bunch of kids wearing their team gear. They were clearly giving out. They made it a huge thing to
that's nice, Josh.
Community impact. And again, you're building an environment. And there's soccer, they've always been it's a community type based game. And because a lot of more kids play it at that younger age, you just see more people. Whereas baseball, it seems like less kids are playing now than they used to. I don't know what the Little League numbers actually show.
Little League is down.
Yeah. But travel ball
is up. But like Joshua said, that area where the Sun was playing their games, it brought soccer to an area that was not familiar with it.
That's true.
It brought soccer to people affordably.
Yeah,
where they could go watch it.
That's a great
and
point,
experience it.
How much was a ticket roughly, Josh?
Oh, you could get tickets for around $20, give or take.
Nice. That's nice.
I mean, there were some, if you probably showed up there, you could get them even.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, they had to get at least, I think 17 might have been the bare minimum. Just
like your dad said, you get there, right before kickoff, right before they start the ball game. You probably could pop them for $10. Somebody out there would say, "Here, I'll give you these two."
This is my naivety, but isn't it also called a kickoff when they start the soccer game? The one team kick, isn't it called a kickoff?
Yeah, I mean the start of the match.
Yeah,
but they don't kick it off.
Right,
they kick it. Right.
That's why I don't think it's called that. I forget what it's called. It's just possession.
I just
kick back.
Kick back.
But
again,
like in the Northwest, where they don't necessarily have as it's different cultures. Soccer's huge over there. The Portland Timbers and the Seattle Sound, whatever it is that they've got going on over there. And so it's a regional thing. It's kind of like how basketball on the Northeast. It's just, it matters more because you have the Big East and the conference and all those schools up around there. It's so a lot of things. The SEC cares way more about football than other parts of the country.
That's true.
So it's sports, music, movies, lots of things are just more regional now. Professional football is the one thing that everyone cares about. Everyone looks forward to. And that's the North Star, and everything else just kind of is what we choose to follow and get entertained by, along the way.
I also think that soccer, football, and even basketball are more fan interactive. And what I mean by that, especially at a soccer game, I can't even the cheers they're doing all game long, the rally cries. You see that at football, the waves, Tampa Bay, but the fans are very involved in the
It's a college
games.
sports feel. I
Right.
think the chanting.
Baseball doesn't give you that.
No, it's a different sport entirely.
Baseball, and you, as I said, it got me to a lot of places, and I loved playing the game. It is the most boring game. Golf is more exciting to me than baseball.
It depends how much you love the game. If you can handle a chess
I
match.
love the game. I just don't like the
you just hit
delay
it.
of the game.
It's about it's the chess match. It's the strategy. To me, baseball is more of the mental aspect and how you're going to manage your rotation and your pitchers. And so many people are specialists, lefty versus lefty and righty. Whereas basketball is more artistic to me.
Yep.
It's a lot more motion. It's a lot more fluid. It's it's like poetry in motion to the way that they're passing it around. Good basketball, like when it's played well, and like your old Spurs and teams that pass the Duke squads where whatever.
Yes.
It's so
Villanova when they won the title.
there's an
that
art
year.
to it, and then you have those moments of just incredible elite athleticism. Like a slam dunk is exciting. A slam dunk, to me, just objectively, is more exciting than a home run. In a vacuum, seeing someone run, jump, slam is more
especially
entertaining.
A poster slam dunk.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
it's funny you would say that, Josh. It's a great analogy, and I'm thinking about it. And does it look better and cooler? Yeah, but see, then I dig deep. Is it harder to dunk a basketball or harder to hit a home run? It's harder to hit a home run.
Absolutely.
So I look at that and go, to me, that's
especially
cool.
like you just said, a poster is better than a normal dunk. Hitting a home run against an ace, is throwing you some absolute heat.
Yes.
And it is. It depends. People who love hockey, like not just Lightning fans that enjoy going part of that, but like people who played hockey, grew up seeing a slap shot upper corner, that gets them going more than anything.
And when we
it's soccer, same thing. And that is the reality.
When we sit and watch a game, like Josh and I during the Bucks games, we'll text back and forth all game about, well, they should have done. Did you see that? We as basketball fans, hockey fans, football fans, we sit there and say, oh my God, if we see it all game long, get the puck over to LaPointe. He's coming down the right side open every time. We say that with Baker. God, Godwin's got that slant all day long. And we become almost the coaches during the games. When we're watching the game, God, we need to keep running the ball off tackle. They're giving that to us. You don't do that. You don't do that in baseball.
No, you're right.
You don't. It's not like, God, I hope they turn the You're just sitting there to be reactive and there's so much downtime.
I think it's the only sport, at least among the major sports that we watch, there are defined offensive and defensive possessions. You can't have a turnover.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no possibility for there to be that quick, like rapid change of momentum or action. Like obviously you could have a strong inning, but there's no interception that could be thrown to kill a drive.
Well, that's so funny.
There's no sack or there's no, it's definitely more exciting to see a sack than it is a 92 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, but even now, as I'm saying it, man, to see a guy get out of a jam, bases loaded, they're only up a run, and then they're able to get out of it.
But we're still not involved in guessing.
Sure we are. She throw a hook.
Oh,
she throws slider.
I think what we're getting back to is the casual fan versus the more informed
The casual fan loves basketball because it's rocking and rolling.
We're basics. We're casuals. Patrick is the more advanced, the deeper, the better fan here.
I think baseball is just definitely the most boring sport.
Oh, if you're strictly looking from an action standpoint,
we
you're 100%
say this while
right.
there's a golf major going on, and Scotty's up by like 18 strokes.
Yeah, that's exciting.
No, but I still think it is. I think the fans are even more into it at some golf.
It's fun to watch the back nine of a golf tournament, more so if there is a 4 or 5 guys playing for it all. Now, I'll tell you what, I'd rather watch a baseball game than a golfer being 6 strokes ahead on the back nine going, this thing's over.
But you also have you're saying, is he going to set an open record?
Yeah, we got to take a quick time out here on AM 860. The Answer. We appreciate you listening to the Sports Zone. When we come back, we'll finish up, Got a couple questions out there for the fans to chime in and say what they feel and think. 813-282-8283. We'll be back in just a minute.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live, and that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Highland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Highland today, 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks, welcome back to the zone. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have some answers for you in the next 7 minutes. If you have any concerns, questions, thoughts, give us a call, 813-282-8283. Let's talk a little football. The Bucs are going to have a pretty easy schedule. They say they have the 18th easiest schedule, which I don't agree with, Scott. Either do you or neither does Josh, but it's going to be interesting.
I just question how you determine that. That's just based
from
off
playoff teams from last year. And I know that's loose, but it's not a terrible barometer, Josh.
No, it's look, like we said last week, can we that first stretch of games,
can they be 2-2?
Go 2-2 without whiffs.
Exactly.
That's got to be the goal.
I think, their schedule, I guess, Josh, when I looked at it more this past week, their away games are very winnable. And that's kind of the way you look at how hard your schedule is, too. So that's going to be part of it.
I know I'm going out on a limb.
Go ahead.
But I think you're getting ready to see the greatest show on grass, part 2.
I hope you're right, kid.
Turf. I think you're getting ready to see one of the most explosive offenses we've ever seen.
I hope they're just like the Rams with Kurt Warner. I would love to see it. Now, there's been a lot of quarterback turnarounds. Minnesota had Sam Darnold, okay, and he went to Seattle, and now they're going to see if J.J. McCarthy can do it. But it's going to be interesting up there in Minnesota. They've had a weird Kirk Cousins. I remember when Teddy Bridgewater was up there. He was a good quarterback for the Vikings back in the day.
He was. Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah.
He was one of the only quarterbacks to do that, which I always thought was interesting. But so he was head coach at Miami Northwestern Senior High School. And because he was suspended from his coaching position last week after admitting he provided what Florida high school sports authorities, the people who make the rules here, classifies impermissible benefits to his players. But by all accounts, it was he was using his own money to pay for Uber rides, pregame meals, team gear, recovery services, field paint. Like he was helping build a program for a team that needed the resources. And he got suspended. And I just don't understand what are we trying to do? What is the goal? Who does that help?
Nobody.
Like he's clearly doing something good.
Can we have some common sense here, please?
I mean, is it a competition argument?
It could. What I'd like to know, Josh, great thing you just brought up.
He can't buy paint for a field, but boy, he can buy any player he wants.
That's what I was just about to say. Are these kids in that district, or in the district nowadays, you have like 3 choices?
No, these are kids, if I understand what Josh was saying, that are already on the team.
Yeah, if they're already on the team, and we're not talking about recruiting and things, then I think it's silly. Now, like your father just said, if it's recruiting situation, then guess what? I'll suspend him.
That's not what the allegation is.
I know that, Josh. I'm just saying if it was.
But to add to it even more, he said, look, I'm doing this on my own free time. I'm a volunteer. He's not like, there's a lot of coaches that are paid. So he was saying, I can't be suspended from I'm not even an employee.
Well, we're not going to let you on the sideline.
But my question is, why is that prohibited? Why is it prohibited to provide free and reduced cost transportation and meals and this sort of thing? This is where the college level has gotten better about this. They used to get in trouble for giving them.
Sounds to me like somebody's got a vendetta or something against Mr. Bridgewater, and they're looking for something to latch on to.
Or they feel that maybe that's why people would go to Miami Northwestern versus Miami Killian, Carroll City, all the schools in that area, Scott.
Well, you mean, so he's doing it the right way.
I know.
He's not writing checks and saying, here, Mom, here's $50,000. He's doing what it takes to build a program. Actually buying field paint, buying down
and
markers.
They won the chip.
I mean, come on.
They won the what?
They won the chip. They won the national championship. Like it's clear cause and effect. And so
there's no accusations that he was illegally funneling money anywhere.
And it's not like he's involved.
People are jealous. That's what it is, a vendetta.
What are we doing?
Sad. Like, you beat me. I'll shake your hand. I might not like it, but I'll shake your hand.
This is why we have low trust societies. This is why kids don't trust people. This is why neighbors don't trust neighbors. It's because you've got a guy who's doing something right, doing something good, and there's too much of.
There could be a slippery slope, Josh. Let's be candid about that too. I agree.
A slippery slope of inspiring other people to build out other programs and help out other kids. So where does it stop?
He gives them Uber rides and then he starts buying them cars. That's what they're getting at. I agree with you, Josh.
Now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's allowed.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing.
Even if that is what happened, so if it is a competition and they're jealous,
but that's the laws, Josh. We got to have some laws. You got to have some line in the sand. I don't like it. I'd like a judge to say, yes, he broke the spirit of the law, if you want to go there, but he didn't break the law. So we're good to go. He's on the coaching staff. And we're good to go. That's what should happen. It should have gone against a bunch of people voting on it. You know, you bring someone to trial. Okay. Yes. Here we go. Patrick, you were speeding. Yes. Why were you speeding? Because I was carrying somebody that was about to have a baby. So I raced him to the hospital. Do I get a break, Your Honor? Yes, Patrick, you get a break. Patrick, why were you giving money for kids to Uber? Because they couldn't get home, Your Honor. Case closed. Pass it on. Patrick, you were doing some illegal stuff here. Why did you do it? And if you can talk your way out of it, great. If not, the law's the law, son. Bye-bye. That's how it should work, Josh. I couldn't agree with you more.
So not always results over process. Sometimes the process matters. All cases are individual.
Absolutely.
In their own right.
You got a case-by-case basis and look at the situation. And then how often have you done it, too?
Of course. You know, not all criticism cannot be doled out evenly and equally. Some people deserve more of a benefit of the doubt and some people don't. But to end on a positive, someone else doing good things here, Sabrina Ionescu, who won the WNBA three-point contest, she donated a portion of, because they get cash for that.
Right.
She donated a portion to a charity, which was cool, but she also donated the other half of her winnings to a rookie that participated in the contest. She was the only first-year player that was out there doing it. And so, you know, these are the things that don't make headlines because it's not salacious.
I'm glad you brought it up, Josh.
Good people doing good stuff.
Amen, bro. Let's talk more about the good and the bad. That's what we're going to do here for the rest of the year. We're going to work on that. God bless Tampa Bay. Thanks for listening here to AM 860, The Answer. Always a pleasure to hear from our fans out there listening. And let's go, Tampa Bay. Let's do a random act of kindness this week and have a safe and great week.
Peace, Tampa Bay. Peace. 7 more Sundays till NFL.
All right, folks. Well, here's your final opportunity. If you want to try Dr. Janet's extra strength glucosamine pain relief formula,